Good evening. I'm Diane Stevens, president of the Northeast Georgia Health System Auxiliary, and I am so grateful to be invited into your homes again this year. What is Love Light, you might ask? Love Light is a season, a time in which we honor and remember those hospice patients who left us this year, celebrate the love of their families and friends, and give of our time and treasures to allow Hospice of NGMC to support patients and families for years to come. Because of your gifts, Hospice is able to provide better care and services to patients and families like the Vang family, who you will get to hear from later this evening. I would now like to introduce you to Dr. Lena Dutta, the new Medical Director for Hospice and In-Home Palliative Care at Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
Thank you, Diane. This Love Light season, we are honored to host the third virtual Love Light event to remember and honor all of our loved ones. I would like to repeat Diane's beautiful sentiments that Hospice of NGMC is always happy to partner with and continue the legacy founded by the NGHS Auxiliary more than 40 years ago. All of the families served by the Hospice of NGMC team are unique. And as Diane said, tonight we have one special story that illustrates how hospice care makes a difference for our families across the region. Afterward, we will hold a candle lighting ceremony and tree lighting with past and current patients, volunteers, staff, and more. I hope this will encourage you to remember your own loved ones and the precious time spent with them.
We hope that as you watch this Love Light Remembrance and lighting ceremony, and anytime you see one of our trees in your community during Love Light season, we hope it will remind you of the happy times spent with family and loved ones. We hope it will remind you that while we might be physically apart, we are never truly alone. But most of all, we hope it will remind you to be the light in others' lives.
Hi, I'm Zoa, but a lot of people call me Zoe. I was diagnosed with osteogenesis imperfecta. It's a bone disease where if I'm not careful, I would actually break easily.
The child like Zoe is very, very hard to raise because her bone is very easy to break.
Our life with Zoa I guess, has been the most hardest on my parents.
It's hard being a caregiver. You're helping that person day in, day out. Some of these families, they don't have much help, and it's really hard on them.
We live in California. They had a bone disease doctor, and they told me I had to go to San Francisco and put the metal in her bone to make her stand. And I told her that because my kid is so little, I can't go. Because I don't know how to drive. I can't speak at all, so hard.
Well, I just celebrated my 39th birthday, and a lot of people with osteogenesis imperfecta don't live past like 10, maybe 10 years old. I'm thankful they lived that long, I never really met anybody older than me because I don't meet a lot of people like me.
What I love about Zoe so much is her positivity of life. The love for her I have is unconditionally. Sometimes I think about her situation. It is really, really depressing. Seeing her positivity gives me joy too,
But in God's hand, and God had to be provided. That's it.
Zoe's just such a sweet spirit. I come to see her twice a week to help with her bath and get her cleaned up or whatever else she might need. We do a lot of talking, and I always leave feeling better than when I got here. I always look forward knowing that it's a Zoe day when I get to come see her and spend time with her.
I love them all. They're sweet to me, staying positive, like we pray together and stuff and we talk.
As a team, we provide services to patients and families at the end of life, making sure that people are comfortable, that their symptoms are managed. As a chaplain, I'm particularly interested in their emotional and spiritual well-being, and so as a team, we're so honored to be in people's homes and to be able to provide services that we know make a difference for people.
Every person that ever came and talked to Zoe they say she's positive, and I like that.
Well, there's two artists I like, Shania Twain and Lady Gaga. They're very powerful women, inspiring women. So I love their music, and they talk about love and family, and it's really good.
I actually started liking Lady Gaga. Honestly, it was really because of Zoa. I was like, if Zoa like her, she must be cool, you know what I mean? I had a conversation with her about like less than a year ago. And I sat there and I cried and I cried and I cried, and I told her, Zoe, you're my motivation to life. She's the reason why I still live my life to this day. And to really think about it, it makes me a stronger person.
And so we have the opportunity to be welcomed into their home, and she always has such a positive attitude and is so uplifting. And she actually inspires us by still having hopes and dreams.
I see what I do as a blessing for sure. I can come in and help those that can't. I do for them what they can't do for themselves. So I see it as a blessing for sure. I do know coming in that they may not be with us for a long time. So when I do get attached, as I have with Zoe, it's hard to think about not having her around for years and years. That's hard to deal with, but knowing someone like Zoe, just even for a little bit of time, it certainly makes what we do worth it.
What a touching story and tribute to the life of Zoa Bank. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Bank family this evening and always. A century and a half ago, Henry Ward Beecher spoke for all of us when he said, "What the heart has once owned and had, it shall never lose." Tonight, we pay homage to Zoa Bank and all those who are unnamed but will be forever in our hearts. Our hospice chaplain, Laura Davis, will now begin the lighting of candles to honor them. As we light each one, please speak aloud the name of your loved one or loved ones.
We light these candles in honor and memory of those who have handed us the gift of life itself. We honor those who gave birth to us and nurtured us, those who endowed us with heritage and raised us, those who offered us love and cherished us. We speak aloud their names now into this sacred silence. We remember mothers and fathers, grandparents and great-grandparents, and all our ancestors through the ages. We remember also those who were as mother or father to us, loving us by choice rather than by chance. We remember sisters and brothers, aunts and uncles, relatives near and distant throughout time. We speak aloud their names now into this sacred silence. We light a candle in memory of those to whom we ourselves have passed on the precious gift of life. We hold dear to our hearts those who have held near in our arms and in our dreams. We remember children who have gone before us, grandchildren and great-grandchildren. We remember those who lived within the womb, who came to us a dream fulfilled, and those who lived on earth but for a moment. We light a candle in memory of those whom we discovered through the eyes of love in our journey through life. We hold sacred the remembrances of those who brightened our days with affection and who lit up our lives with devotion. We light a candle in memory of those who have walked beside us in so many ways. We remember ones who worked with us and played with us, ones who have made our time on earth more enjoyable and our experiences in this world more memorable. We remember friends and associates, those who neighbored us and lifted us up and expanded our horizons. We speak aloud their names in this sacred silence. We light a candle in memory of those who continue to walk beside us in our journey through life, those who support us through difficulties and celebrate our achievement. We honor those relationships that stand the test of time, the family bonds, the friendships, and all the connections that carry us when we are weary and need strength. We speak their name in thanks for this gift of friendship and love. Lastly, we leave one candle unlit, aware of the fact that others will join our ranks in days to come, that they are doing so even now. They will sit where we now sit and feel what we now feel. Our hearts reach out to you. We remember also that the time will come when we ourselves will pass through the barrier separating one form of life from another. We know that as we remember today, we will be remembered tomorrow.
We hope you will remember that Northeast Georgia Health System is always present for you and so many families. The candles and the lights on our trees may symbolize loss, but they also come from love. I'm sure you have traditions in your own homes throughout the year that come from the same place. Whether you light a candle or hang an ornament, we hope you create or continue a tradition for remembering those you love this Love Light season. These ornaments or lights are meant to be a tangible symbol, not just of the people who have died, but of your eternal love for them and their memory. They are meant to be a reminder that the magic of the Love Light season lies not on a tree, but in your heart. This Love Light season, we hope you will remember the tree lights and all that they represent. If in the days ahead you have a hard time finding the light, pause for a moment. You may actually be the light someone else is looking to. We also want to take a moment to thank a special group of donors, including Diane and her husband Chuck, who have joined forces in an inaugural Hospice House campaign, raising more than $10 million to help make that dream a reality. Please consider joining these donors and helping us create the best hospice house in the state. Diane, we have so much gratitude for you, Chuck, and all Hospice House and Love Light donors for the lasting legacy you are bestowing on our community.
My husband and I had a wonderful experience with hospice in New Hampshire where my parents lived. And then when I became involved with the hospital here, Charles and I decided we wanted to do something for hospice in this area. And Charles and I have no children. We needed to do something to leave a legacy for ourselves. And we thought, what could be more wonderful than having a hospice house built to serve our community in the years to come. We hope you will consider supporting Hospice of NGMC with a contribution by visiting our website at nghs.com/lovelight. Your donation helps spread the gift of light and love to a family near you.
Tonight, we've been speaking of love and light, of giving and caring, of remembering and honoring. However, for the many of us who have experienced loss, this season could be among the hardest of times for this kind of opening up. We have often enthusiastically lived with an open heart and open arms in our past. having loved and been loved so deeply and so well. And then the pain of losing that love leads us to want to close down, to protect ourselves, never wanting to hurt that way again. And as a result, one of the greatest tasks for those of us who are grieving is learning how to live again with an open heart and open arms to all the ways that love and light show up in our lives every day. This task feels monumental and often needs the help and support of others who have been there, who understand and get it, or who have walked with those who have. That's why our hospice, the Hospice of Northeast Georgia Medical Center, is as dedicated to the well-being of our families in their grief as we are to our patients at the end of their lives. You took tender care of your loved ones. Now let us take care of you. We can provide support over the phone, in person at our counseling center, or with other families who truly understand in one of our community support groups. We are together in our loss, but more importantly, in our love. May that love be the comfort we need in our grief, and eventually the gift we share with others as we open up to new life together. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and we wish you a wonderful Love Light season.